So you want to get started with chickens. Well, it's not that hard. I know it can be intimidating, but really it's pretty easy, and they take care of themselves as long as you give them food, water, and somewhere to live. So I'm going to show you all the things that you need to start chickens of your own. Now you don't need anything fancy like this, but you just need somewhere to keep them. Ignore my daughter's stool down there, it's so she can see. But basically, what this is called is a brooder box. You need somewhere to keep the chicks contained, warm, and away from anything that can hurt them, like the cold, the breeze, and other adult chickens. So my husband made this brooder box out of simple 2x4s, and the sides are actually long sheets of flooring. So they are completely waterproof, which is what you need. If you don't have giant sheets of flooring like this, you could just line them with either a waterproofing of some sort, like a waterproof paint, or you could put feed bags that are plastic, and you could just line them that way. So let's get into one of the most important things, and that is heat. You can see we have 2 lamps here. They have heat light bulbs in them, so that's why they are red. You can see they are low enough that the chickens get under them, but not too low that they get too hot or the bedding gets too hot. So speaking of bedding, you want something that the chicks can walk around on, but that aren't too big to where they have to climb like they're climbing little hills. So these are cedar chips. I've also used like pine chips or pine shavings before. They work really well, and they actually smell really good and kind of mask the chicken poop smell. Now these 50 chickens that are in here are broiler chickens. They are Cornish cross, which means they are meat birds. We are growing them for the next 7 or so weeks so that they get big and they will feed our family. There are 4 little red ones in here, if you can see, like that guy and that one. There are 4 little red ones in here because after we bought these 50 from the store, 4 died within the first day. So we went back to the store, told them what was happening, and they didn't have any meat birds left. So we ended up just getting 4 egg layers. So we'll just grow them together and introduce them to the rest of our flock after we process these meat birds. Okay, so the next thing you need is food and water. You can see we have a food and water down on this end, and then a food and water down on this end. We have so much because there are 50 birds in here, and you have to fill them up pretty frequently, especially with these meat birds because they eat a lot. So what you need in the food, in the little feeders, is a starter feed. You need it for any kind of chicks you get, whether it be meat chickens or laying chickens or turkeys or ducks, anything like that. It's a starter feed. And the reason why you want to get a starter feed is because it's specially formulated for the little baby chicks since they are just first starting out. And then after a few weeks, you switch to the next kind of feed. Now, the next kind of feed we will be switching to is called a grower feed, and that is a higher protein food, and that is so that they put on muscle and put on weight at a faster rate. That is for the meat bird type of chicken because you are growing them for meat. Now, these egg layers will get different feed once the starter feed runs out, and it is called layer feed. It is specially formulated, and there are nutrients added to help promote egg production in the future. So other than food, water, heat, and somewhere safe, this is really all you need to start chickens. You can see it's pretty simple. It's just in my garage away from the elements, and then extra heat just to keep them warm. But yeah, they're gonna stay in here for a little bit until they get too big, and then we will transfer them outside into their home where they will live out on the grass and eating bugs and everything until we take them to the processor. So I hope you enjoyed that really quick run through. Like I said, it's super easy and not intimidating at all to start chickens at home. And you can see it's just in our garage, and it's what works for us. And we've done it a couple times, and it's very nice. So I hope that this encourages you guys to start chickens. If you want to see the next couple weeks of these chickens and what the growing looks like and when we take them to the processor, go ahead and follow along for more, and I will be posting updated videos coming later. Bye guys.